Pressing for the chest and triceps, this is something so many people make mistakes on because they don't know what they're actually pressing for. So the triceps have the function of elbow extension, extending the elbow. And the chest, the main role of the chest is actually pulling the arm across the clavicle and the rib cage like this here, or horizontal adduction, pulling across the side of your body. The main problem that people run into is when they're doing exercises, they don't know whether or not the press is more geared towards the tricep or more geared towards the chest. And that kind of messes with your programming over time because you might think you're hitting your chest really well. Hell, I did years ago when I was doing this exact machine actually in my old gym years ago when I first started. I thought I was hitting my chest very well, but actually I was really doing a glamorized tricep extension. So a few things to look for. First thing is going to be your resistance profile. So you look at a machine like this, it starts off very easy, which is ridiculous, but because these hammer strength machines work sort of on like a pendulum kind of deal here, it starts off very easy, and as you extend, it gets a lot harder, which is fantastic for biasing the medial and lateral head of the triceps, but horrible for working the chest, because here at the lockout position, chest doesn't even have that much force production capability at all. It's not very active at all. So if you're doing a machine like this and you're locking out at the top and really holding this lockout, you're literally just hitting your triceps. You're not even hitting a lot of chest. Another thing to look at with a machine like this is that you're not, especially if you're going really narrow, you're not even really adducting that much or crossing your arm over the side of your chest. So if you wanted to make this slightly more chest, I mean, this machine sucks for that, but if you wanted to, what you could do is go a little wider to where you're at least sort of crossing over. But I would recommend a hammer strength machine type of deal like this to actually make this more of just a triceps press. This can be a fantastic option. It's like a really good tricep movement. Go very narrow to where it's comfortable, load up some weight, and literally focus on elbow extension. And this right here is really a fantastic tricep exercise, given the fact that, again, it has an ascending resistance profile, getting much harder at the top, but we'll look at some more options. So if we move to a different chest machine here, something like this will be very different because it actually has a descending resistance profile. So it starts off very hard at the bottom, and as you come near the top, it gets a little easier, which is a better option for the chest. I don't love this machine because it's a little wonky, but this is a much better option for the chest because it starts off hard and gets easier. And then same thing, we really want to focus on actually crossing over our clavicle. So if you're doing a machine like this, focusing on getting a little bit of a stretch at the bottom, as good of a stretch as you can, and then actually coming up and crossing over, getting a little bit of adduction is going to be very, very good. But again, things to look at that make this a lot more chest biased than tricep biased is obviously your hand position. We're going a little wider. We're not getting as much elbow flexion or elbow bend here, elbow extension. So that's going to limit the tricep output. And if you wanted to do something like this with triceps, you can come more narrow and again do more of a glamorized tricep extension. So those are the main things to think about when training your chest and triceps. You can sequence these things differently in an upper day or a full body day or whatever. It's not the end of the world if you have a press that gets both involved, because especially if you're doing a high frequency split like upper lower, you don't have to worry about, oh, is this getting some tricep, because who cares if you get a little secondary volume there. So nothing to really worry about, but by having this information, hopefully you guys can make better decisions.